3 years ago, I would have spent 10 to 12 hours a week on creating my podcast. After all, you have to write your script, record your episode, edit your episode, write your show notes, schedule it to the various listening platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and then promote it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There are a lot of boxes you have to check. Flash forward to now, and I only spend 5 to 6 hours on my podcast a week. I've cut in half the amount of time you need to spend on creating a podcast. This is not a brag about my skill set. In actuality, what this is about, what has changed dramatically over the past 3 years, is the power of AI. And you absolutely can use it too. What used to take hours is taking less and less time, giving you back the freedom you deserve. Because if you don't know this by now, time is your most valuable asset. After all, every single one of us only has an allotted amount of hours here on Earth. And at the end of this life, do you want to say you spent it editing in front of a computer? Probably not. That said, at the end of this life, do you want to leave your footprint and be able to say you helped people? So that means there's a fine balance to the amount of time you spend creating and producing and living your life. And podcasting, for one, is an amazing way to leave your footprint in the world. If you are passionate about something 10% more than the average person, that makes you an expert. And that means the world has something to learn from you. And with a podcast, it's hard to quantify the ripple effect you'll have on the individual listener, the community, the country, and the world. So let me help you reduce the time you're spending producing a podcast so you can spend more time doing the things you love. And the way to make that happen is by taking advantage of AI. But first, you should know a little bit more about what I do here at Brave Moon Podcasts. I am a podcast expert and producer, and I help health and fitness coaches, small business owners, and wellnesspreneurs launch and build successful podcasts from home. And home is exactly where I am right now, in the little bedroom turned office tucked into the back corner of the apartment I share with my husband and fur baby Riggs. Podcasting from home is 100% doable. Everything you're hearing today is an accumulation of all of the equipment, recording, and editing programs and software I recommend to you to get started podcasting from home. I basically take all of the guesswork and research out of it and set you up for success when starting and building your own podcast. To learn more about what I do, you can jump on my website and be sure to download my free Start a Podcast guide. In every episode, I provide a pretty impressive amount of information about products and software programs I recommend using. You will find all of these links to these helpful items in my show notes. So visit the show notes for the information you're looking for. In every episode, I like to offer you 5 hacks. With this episode, I'm actually jumping straight into those hacks because frankly, the AI programs are the hacks. So without further ado, hack AI program number 1, ChatGPT and Google Bard. ChatGPT has revolutionized the way I podcast, and I know it will for you too. New to the scene is Google Bard, which Google introduced after ChatGPT first went live. I really enjoy elements of Google Bard. So what is ChatGPT and Google Bard? They were designed to have interactive conversations with users and assist them in various tasks, providing helpful and surprisingly creative responses. It's like having a super smart assistant that helps you make awesome podcasts. So here's some quick ideas for how these AI programs can help you. First, coming up with intriguing ideas for your podcast episodes is a breeze with these AI programs. All you have to do is talk to the AI and tell it what your podcast is about. Personally, I like to ask it for 25 episode topic ideas. This gives me a huge range of topics to choose from, and I get to hone in on the topic ideas that make the most sense for me and what I want you as the listener to get out of my podcast. It really will give you a bunch of unique and exciting topic ideas that will make your episodes stand out. Not to mention, ChatGPT and Google Bard can also suggest catchy intros and pretty good endings for your podcast. You can also ask it to create Instagram and other social media captions, idea generations for what to talk about, and who your target audience should be. I mean, really, the sky is the limit because there is such an open, direct chat with AI who technically has access to the entire internet of information. Hack AI program number 2, Podcastle. When I first started working in Podcastle, I didn't even really think of it as an AI program. After all, you still have so much control over the final product. But that said, after seeing an Instagram post the other week from Podcastle calling out their unique AI-driven characteristics, I realized just how good and easy their AI is making my podcast. If you haven't heard, Podcastle AI is the ultimate game changer for your podcasting journey, providing lots of reasons why it's the perfect choice for your podcast. At the forefront, Podcastle is a recording and multi-track editing solution for audio and video podcasts. Where it really elevates its AI game is what I'm going to share next. So it offers transcription services. When you upload your audio to Podcastle, it will automatically convert your audio content into accurate text transcripts. From there, you can actually edit your audio simply by editing your text. You can delete out ums, sentences you don't actually want, words that don't fit. All of this simply by deleting your transcript text. Gone. It's brilliant. Not only that, but Podcastle also has a silence remover. And again, with the touch of a button, you can just remove those awkward silences so easily. Podcastle also provides easy AI audio tools to enhance your audio. From noise reduction to equalization and mastering, Podcastle is equipped with everything you need. You can polish your recordings, eliminate unwanted background noises, and achieve a studio quality sound without the need for extensive audio engineering knowledge or expensive software. With Podcastle, you can ensure that your podcast sounds fantastic with just a few clicks of a button. Another thing I love is the text-to-speech feature in Podcastle. Just in case you want to add a co-host or perhaps a professional-sounding introduction to your podcast, there are AI voices in Podcastle that you can use. Simply by typing in the text you want the AI voice to say, selecting which AI voice you like the best, and then hitting transcribe. You'll hear the voice seconds later speaking the words that you wrote. And the good news is I actually find a majority of these voices to sound pretty realistic. Just for fun, you can also find Santa Claus's voice in there as well. Hack AI program number 3, Podcastmarketing.ai. This web-based program is a powerful AI tool that can help you make podcasting easier and more efficient. If you're looking for a way to save time and improve your podcast, I highly recommend checking it out. What you do is upload the audio file of your episode directly to Podcastmarketing.ai. The program then transcribes your episode. That said, you could have transcribed in Podcastle. So how does podcast marketing elevate your game? Because you can do a lot more in terms of marketing copy for your podcast using Podcastmarketing.ai. First, you can generate show notes providing listeners with a summary of your episode. These show notes not only entice your listener to tune into the episode, but also they help listeners find your episode. Using keywords and key phrases that potential listeners search for can boost your discoverability on the listening platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Using Podcastmarketing.ai, you can also generate social media posts, quotes that you can use on your blog articles or social media. Plus, you can even generate email copy to your email list of subscribers. It's incredible. But what I love the most that I haven't seen in any other AI podcast-specific show notes solution is that it actually lets you fine-tune every item it generates on the platform. Meaning you can talk directly to its AI and ask it to fix any issues or anything you don't like that it generated. You can ask it to change tone of voice, you can fix naming errors, etc. It's so good. Podcastmarketing.ai is not the least expensive option out there for AI show notes generation, but from my experience, it is 100% the best possible solution, and it's still extremely reasonable for the amount of time and energy it will save you. Hack AI program number 4, Canva. First up, Canva's AI-powered design tools make it super easy to create awesome podcast cover art and promotional materials. No design skills needed. With Canva's user-friendly interface with tons of templates to choose from, you can customize and personalize your podcast's visual style. The AI algorithms even suggest cool design elements, layouts, and color schemes that match your brand and podcast theme. It's a time saver for everyone, whether you're a newbie or a design pro. With Canva's AI solutions, you'll have eye-catching graphics that grab your audience's attention and bring in more listeners. Canva's AI features also help you out with social media marketing. With Canva's AI-powered social media tools, you can create stunning posts, videos, or animated graphics that stand out in busy feeds. That's the dream, right? Hack AI program number 5, Headliner. First off, Headliner's AI-powered features are a game changer for creating attention-grabbing social media clips. With Headliner, you can easily turn snippets of your podcast into eye-catching videos that stand out in the social media jungle. Add captions, animations, and even images to make your clips pop. The best part? You don't need to be a tech wizard. Headliner's user-friendly interface and AI algorithms do the heavy lifting, giving you the tools to create engaging visuals that will make your podcast shine on platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It also automatically transcribes your podcast episodes, making it a breeze to search for specific sections of your episode that you want to promote on social media. With Headliner, you can quickly find those golden moments and quotes and share them with your audience. It's like having a personal assistant that knows your podcast inside out. I tested Headliner for the first time last week, and I was so thrilled with the product that it produced in a very short amount of time. It even adds captions, which you might know is incredibly important for social media hosts to have, since 80% of listeners view Instagram and TikTok without audio. Listen, I'm so excited you've just listened to this episode. It means you are really taking steps towards building your podcast, and that's amazing. I'm so glad to be part of your journey. Stay real, stay open-minded, and happy podcasting.